The Sentry, a golden god with the power of 1,000,000 exploding suns. A man who can fight Galactus to a standstill all by himself. Forget Hulk, forget Thor, forget Scarlet Witch. This guy might very well be the most powerful hero in Marvel Comics. But just how powerful is Sentry really? Well, today, that's what we're going to find out. Years ago, there was a superhero whose name was hailed above all others. Known simply as the Sentry, he inspired Angel to greater heights, helped Spider-Man win a Pulitzer, was Reed Richards' best friend, was the only man who could calm down the Hulk. One day, however, the world forgot about his existence, himself included. So who really was the Sentry? Well, Bob Reynolds was a man suffering from schizophrenia and used drugs to try and cope with his illness. At the same time, Bob happened to work for a professor who had been outsourced work on an amplified version of Captain America's super soldier serum. Drinking the serum intending to get high, Reynolds instead gained immense power, becoming the Sentry. However, for every action, there's an equal and opposite reaction. Bob's darker impulses soon took shape as a malevolent being known as the Void, and from there an eternal conflict began, with Sentry striving to be the world's most powerful hero, all while stopping the Void from destroying everything. And though he would try again and again, Sentry can never completely vanquish his demons. Sentry is a hero unlike any other in that he's immortal, he has absolutely no defects, and there isn't anything else like him in all of existence. He's said to contain the power of 1,000,000 exploding suns, and that's no small thing. In Marvel, it's been said several times over that just one exploding sun has enough power to obliterate multiple solar systems. And Sentry has the power of 1,000,000 exploding suns. He's been described as godlike, one of the most powerful beings in the universe, a being capable of replicating the House of M event all by himself with his own raw power. But it's almost moved past that now. Now, Sentry believes that he is everything. He can go anywhere, do anything. He's bigger than God. He has the power of the universe itself. Now, Sentry is arguably the strongest hero in the Marvel Universe, and I really do mean the strongest. Sentry has destroyed moons and shattered planets and torn holes in the fabric of space and reality. His strength has no known upper limit. And even just scaling him up against two of the biggest, strongest, toughest guys in Marvel, Thor and Hulk, while Sentry can still kind of freaking dominate. Like, Sentry's been able to fight against and beat up Thor plenty of times throughout comics. And Thor is easily one of the most powerful heroes that you've ever seen. He was able to fight against Zeus for a month straight. He's fought his dad Odin, wrestled the very embodiment of the Odin Force. He's battled Mephisto several times within Mephisto's own realm. Fought 3 of these guys, having legitimately multiverse power showings. Or you can talk about all the times where Thor has messed around with the world tree Yggdrasil. Like when he was just a baby, he managed to shake every branch in the tree and every realm in the branches with just his cries. He's shattered Yggdrasil's roots before. He's managed to shake the tree from root to branch, has even directly overpowered the tree. In case you didn't know, Yggdrasil is this hyper construct that supports all the 9 realms, which are actually confirmed to be distinct and separate space-time universes. And that's just the tip of the infinite iceberg that is the World Tree. And even further, well, Yggdrasil is said to be everything, have its roots and branches in all that is, and contain infinite different universes and exist across infinite planes of reality. So that's crazy. And again, Sentry has overpowered and beat up on Thor. Sure, Thor has managed to kill Sentry before, we'll get more to that later, but Sentry's also knocked out Thor in 2 punches while shaking the planet to its core. Same with the Hulk. Hulk has been able to destroy Nightcrawler's dimension, match up against Celestials in a few different ways, even fight on par with Zeus. While it might look like Hulk was getting stomped by the Skyfather in that fight, they really shouldn't scale to each other at all, Hulk was actually able to fight roughly on par until Zeus started absorbing away Hulk's strength as they were fighting. Hulk couldn't grow fast enough in power to compensate for that. Before that happened, well, Hulk was giving Zeus a good fight. And Sentry was able to battle against World War Hulk, where Hulk is at his angriest, angrier than he's ever been before, and therefore stronger than he's ever been before. The same Hulk who was tearing through every hero on Earth, and everyone was terrified to face off against him, while Sentry comes in, manages to match him in a hand-to-hand fight, while Hulk is going all out. It's actually usually believed that Sentry was holding back here. What Hulk needed was a punching bag to let his rage and anger out, and Sentry, being a good friend, was more than willing to provide that. He's just that powerful. He's fought against and could beat a team containing Gladiator, Captain Marvel, Beta Ray Bill, and more, then fought against the Avengers with Thor, Captain Marvel, and She-Hulk. Easily beat all of them. Sentry is definitely up there in strength in the Marvel Universe. With how dominant he can be against Thor and Hulk, well, you should be able to comfortably scale Sentry to all the crazy stuff that the two of them have managed to pull off too. Sentry's also insanely durable, like to the point where he'll openly take punches to the face from World War Hulk just to amp himself up for the fight ahead. And when he decides to stop holding back, most of Marvel's heavy hitters can do absolutely nothing to him. Nukes don't even faze him at all. He can survive entering the sun. Thor and his lightning doesn't put him down. You would think that Sentry is almost the unbeatable man. Funny enough though, that's not true. In fact, he's been killed more than once. Noel has ripped him in half before, and Thor managed to kill him in Siege. Although when Donny Cates had Noel kill Sentry, he later admitted that he knew basically nothing about merged Sentry at the time, so maybe we can throw that one out. And during Siege, you could argue that it wasn't as much Thor straight killing Sentry, but also Sentry fighting against the Void, basically committing suicide, just suicide by Thor. Either way, I'm just trying to talk about Sentry's crazy healing factor. Like Thor splattered his head with Mjolnir, Sentry instantly regrew it. He's flown into the sun and automatically healed from everything. He's had his head blown off and again regrew it. He's even torn his own head in half just to basically show off. Even when Sentry did die at the end of the siege, he didn't actually die for good. His body rebuilt itself atom by atom and he came back to life. But what's even more impressive is that Sentry isn't just able to heal from physical wounds, but almost metaphorical ones as well. Like Morgan Le Fay went back in time and killed Sentry, presumably before he ever even took the serum that transformed him into Sentry, killing him and effectively wiping him from existence and removing him from the timeline. Sentry came back a few moments later. The Molecule Man, the one guy who's able to match up against the Beyonder, one of the most powerful beings in all of Marvel, we took Sentry and disintegrated him on a molecular basis several times. And Sentry was able to come back each time, instantly regenerating himself on the molecular level and overcoming Molecule Man. But probably the most important thing to know about the Sentry is that he isn't just another typical Superman clone with the powers of super strength and flight and everything like that. Sure, he does have super strength and durability and basic powers, but more so, well, Sentry has basically every single power in the book. He's got energy projection and eye blast, but also the ability to manipulate and absorb energy, create energy shields, or trap people in shields of energy. He's actually one of the world's most powerful telepaths, more powerful than even Emma Frost and Professor X with raw telepathy. He's been able to mind wipe the entire planet and force them all to forget about him, including the likes of Xavier and Frost, who at this point in time were the most powerful and second most powerful minds on the planet. Well, Sentry is actually the true top dog and mind wiped them. And then one of the biggest things that Sentry has going for him is his matter and molecular manipulation. Sentry actually believes that it's one of the bases for all his powers, and once Sentry learned that he had this power, he instantly defeated Molecule Man. Molecule Man, the guy, again, who was the only match for the Beyonder and could have a multiversal fight. The guy who could destroy the universe and was the source of all of God Doom's powers. Sentry beat him by using molecular manipulation, and he had just discovered that he even had that power. In short, well, Mr. Fantastic said it best. Sentry is the God-Man and the most powerful human being in the universe. At his best, well, his powers are limitless. There's nothing that he cannot do. He's immortal, he's omnipotent. And if it wasn't for his own mental instability holding him back, well, everyone would know that Sentry is the most powerful man on the planet a bajillion times over. He's truly one of the most powerful heroes that Marvel's ever created. That's really saying something.